Hey guys, Editing Reagan here. I just wanted to come in and say my name because I didn't even introduce myself. I was so excited to record. So, my name is Reagan. Welcome back again. I said it in the beginning of the video, but if you haven't watched my other videos, go watch them. And let's get into the episode. Okay, guys. I feel like I'm putting too much pressure on myself to say things perfectly when in reality I talk best when I don't think about it. So I'm just gonna not think about it and I'm just gonna friggin' wing it just like I did the last two times. So hello everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm so excited to be back again, week 3. I'm so glad I started doing this, and today I'm actually really excited for what I want to talk about because I want to get into kind of finding the way that you can find the path to your, not necessarily your purpose. I don't want to say, oh my gosh, I'm so in my purpose right now, but find the way to living a life that is more in line with one that you want, that is more aligned with the person that you want to be, and doing the things that you want to be doing, and all that good stuff. And with that, I want to talk about how feeling negative emotions, feeling frustrated, stuck, lost, confused, anxious, worried about stuff, unhappy, all those things will be deemed bad emotions or negative emotions. Those things can actually be your biggest blessing in allowing you to build a grounds to pivot and go kind of in the opposite direction. So that's going to be the gist of today. I'm actually so excited because I feel like I have so many little tidbits and things to tell you guys that I've learned that have really helped me change my perspective. So we're really excited. Also, side note, 2 things. 1, thank you again to everyone who has watched the last 2 videos. If you want a good gist of kind of my background, my perspective, my takes on a lot of the stuff I talk about, just the baseline stuff, watch my first video. 3 things actually. Second thing, ignore any random noises you hear because once again, this is just YouTube videos. This is me starting straight from scratch. This is not a podcast yet. So if you hear a train, if you hear why did I just say that? If you hear a train, if you hear random cars driving by, if you hear birds, just, you know what? It's part of the charm. And also, third thing, side note, this is new, but I'm in my backyard and I play lacrosse here all the time, especially in high school. And there's a time that I was shooting and whipped the ball, missed the goal. It freaking obliterated one of these things, like actually destroyed, shattered it. I had the video on my old Finsta, which I'm now attempting to make into my kind of like I don't want to say personal brand account, but I guess more of like posting like the YouTube stuff and where I want to go with the vision of what I have for all of this social media posting, etc. But I had that video up on my Instagram a while ago for the lucky duckies of you who know me way back from high school and followed the Finsta, and yeah, shattered that thing. So funny story there. But anywho, let's get into it. It's also why is it 80 degrees in November? Why is it 80 degrees in November? Someone tell me. Anyways, so negative emotions. Feeling like shit. Funny story there. Feeling like shit is what has got me to where I am today and following the path that I have wanted to follow for so long, and also getting myself a job that is way more aligned with the career that I want. I've also talked about 9 to 5s and working and whatever. Realistically, we all know there's an extremely small chance you just pop out the womb with a full skill set of things that you can apply to creating your own company or personal brand without at least having some type of baseline foundation structure obtained through working a standard 9 to 5 or other type of normal job that's not necessarily entrepreneurship or just working for yourself and financial independence. So I definitely want to go the path of not having a 9 to 5 my whole life, but for now, working a 9 to 5, what we got to do, build the foundation. And if you're going to work a 9 to 5 and you don't really love it, at least find something that you love and in that 9 to 5. And that's what I think I've done. Haven't started yet, starting in a few weeks, but thank the Lord. But yes, I switched the job. Can you stop? I started the YouTube posting and the social media and all that stuff because I felt like shit. I felt like shit, like dog shit. And the thing with feeling lost, confused, all of the bad stuff, feeling like you don't know where you're going to go, or you're in a job that you hate, or even it applies to relationships or lifestyle, health things, stuff like that. If you are living in a way that you hate and you feel all of the bad emotions that come from it, that is a blessing because it gives you a blueprint of where not to go. For example, my job situation. This past summer, again, I'm not trying to slander the company I worked for. It's nothing against them. It was simply the strict format of 9 to 5 straight office sitting work. I am an extremely active person. I have been a little ball of motion, like a little tiny electron, just all the time my whole life. I don't sit still like that. I don't enjoy it. I enjoy active jobs, which is what I've thankfully gotten myself. God bless the Lord. Amen. Um, but being in that job, I was just so miserable. There were days that I would leave work and I was like, my soul has just been sucked from my body and transported a million miles away, and I feel so just like, oh my god, just so not happy, so not satisfied with where I was. I was really confused and like didn't know what I really wanted to do, thinking I was going to go to grad school, thought that I couldn't really pursue a career path and pivot into the one that I've gotten now because my major wasn't exactly related to it directly, and I thought I just kind of had to stay at this job, and I deferred grad school to next year, and it was just so many things were up in the air. I felt so lost. I didn't know which path I wanted to go. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And one thing that I heard probably on a podcast or some Instagram post, someone I follow, one of those things, but people say, I heard that your negative emotions, it's like a compass. Me feeling like shit was the first step that actually pushed me to get the fuck out. To maybe not feel like I had to go back to the job and work that until I planned to go to grad school, or stay stuck where I was. Feeling like shit about it is what pushed me to get the fuck away from it. And if you don't know what you want with career, with lifestyle, with health, with relationships, whatever, write down all like your worst case scenario, your biggest nightmare of a lifestyle, of a career or a job or health things. Just if you know what you don't want and you're stuck in a place where you're not happy, that can be your biggest blessing, because you would not know that you are not where you're supposed to be if you did not feel like shit. Like, the negative emotions are what allow you to pivot away from it. And we all have free will and choice. Anything can be done if you have the right will, mentality, and resourcefulness, I feel, in my humble opinion. Obviously, I'm on a journey still, but the negative emotions are like a compass. It is saying to you, it is screaming at you. If you feel so unsatisfied with where you're at, you are being screamed at. There's a bus. You're being screamed at to run in the other direction. I cannot wait until I have a podcast setup, a studio, my own apartment, and my own little cozy corner with a bunch of little random plants in the background to have a podcast and post these videos. I am so sorry if your ears just got assaulted by that bus. Anyways, but if you are feeling those negative emotions, you are being screamed at. Like, the negative emotions are literally just God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, whatever higher power, even if you don't believe in that, whatever. It's you and your higher self telling you, I don't like this. This is not what's meant for you. Leave. Go in the other direction. You are walking in the opposite path. And where I don't even know if I finished my thought of writing down all the negative things, but if you write down all of your worst case scenarios, your biggest nightmares, and the things that you don't want in relationships, in health, in career, in lifestyle, all the things. If you write down everything you don't want, just figure out what the exact opposite of all that stuff is, and that is where you want to be. It's a lot harder to figure out what you like than it is to know what you already don't like. Big thing that's helped me. Again, it helped me with shifting the job. It helped me, there's a fuzz, oh my god. It helped me with even posting. My first YouTube video, you hear me say in that video that 30 minutes before recording that, which was very spur of the moment, as we know, because of the way that I just set that up just in my room, sitting on my floor with literally my phone just on a random stand that I got for Christmas last year. It's this big. Like, there's no type of setup to this. I just had AirPods in and I just spoke. But it's still a start. Everyone's got to start somewhere. And I was pushed to do that because I felt like shit. And because I knew I had wanted to do this for so long. I knew I wanted to post for so long. I knew that I had a lot of value in the knowledge that I've learned and the perspective that I have to share, to help other people maybe go through the same type of shifts and realizations and improvement in their lifestyle and well-being. That's the thing I love about everything I've learned with the personal development world or self-improvement or whatever. It applies to everyone. And I feel that our society has just reached the point in the recent history with respect to how long humans have been alive, how long we've been civilized and all that stuff. We have just recently reached a point where we have a pretty good setup for sustained peace and we live good lives. Again, this is, hey, everything with a grain of salt. Everything is subjective. We all know this. And not everyone lives the same lives. Everyone's lives are different. Everyone has different hardships, etc. But we are just now becoming more aware of our emotions, more aware of actually not living in such a structured way, and it's becoming more acceptable to be able to pursue the things that you want and actually listen to who you are deep down as a person, rather than feeling like you have to be the identity that your ego created for itself to keep yourself safe in matching all of society's expectations. Mic drop. Seriously though, we have been living, this is another crazy thing that was kind of brought to light, which makes sense. We humans have been around for what, 200,000 years? We have very similar brains to that of our primal ancestors. The bird agrees. And because of that, we are essentially, this is the way I like to say it, we are essentially living, operating on a program, an operating system that has not been upgraded. It has not had a system upgrade, like massive major system upgrade to accommodate the society that we live in now, where we're not being hunted, where we have the ability to stay safe and have shelter and are not living out in the wild. We have not had an upgrade in our entire existence. We still live with the same primal brains that our ancestors had. What kind of disadvantage is that? We have been nerfed in that way. Not to not to say nerfed in this, but seriously, like, you might see social media posts if you're in the realm of seeing anything about not even just personal development. Some people will just post it as a joke, but people saying that your body can take stresses that you feel from things like work emails or confrontation or relationships. That same stress response is the stress response that you would get being hunted in the wild or being left out and left to die. So we're living in such a developed society that's still operating on such an old system where there is not really an in-between gap in our hardwired brains to bring us from the point of thinking that a stress response means death. Or that's why people struggle to get out of their comfort zone and out of the unknown. And that's why your ego is developed to keep you safe in this societal construct. Because if you go outside of the unknown, you might die. Think about primally, if you go into a cave and you don't know what's in there, you might die. There could be a bear. I don't know. You could, like, death is legitimately a possibility in that. But going into the unknown in the modern age, you're trying something new and exploring and shifting from the norm or what you feel like you have to be stuck in now. That better not have been a bug. That is what your brain will have the same type of response to feel as if you could die. So we're not really working with the greatest conditions in terms of our hardwired brains. And the second part of our brains in the subconscious, which is something that I'm glad is being brought more to light, that I've also become more aware of, is every single person, everyone who's, however you've been raised, whatever, children are not able to, they're very easily influenced. Obviously, you have to raise them, you have to care for them, and you have to teach them what's right and wrong and all of those things. You are taught as a child the baseline blueprint, maybe without even knowing it, your subconscious and your limiting beliefs that you may have, or the constructs that you have, and like all of the internal systems that kind of show in your external thoughts and beliefs about yourself, about the world, about other people, all of those have been coded into you in your childhood life without you even realizing it. So that's yet another system that doesn't really get an upgrade. You don't even know it's running, and it's controlling the great majority of your life. If you look up anything with how much your beliefs are influenced by your subconscious, or how much your reality is a projection of your internal state, it's crazy. There's legitimate research on it. And I know I might sound dumb not having a specific article to mention now, but obviously this is stuff that I've learned. I'm not just pulling this out of thin air. The birds are really chirping today. I'm sorry. But it's true that we have been running on systems that we did not even code. And with personal development and realizing all of this stuff, it is the biggest blessing to be able to feel those negative emotions, because it helps you realize where you don't want to be. And it also helps you realize and bring to light the things that you might need to work on. That's something with triggers. Triggers can be your greatest doorway to growth. That is a fact. If something triggers you, that is the first sign to be looking into maybe the deeper layers of it. And this is where things like shadow work come into play. And I know shadow work might sound like this woo-woo thing to some people that is just a bunch of BS and not real, but there is legitimate value to be had in deeper inward reflection and thinking of your own internal state, or where you might have gotten these beliefs, or what you actually want to believe. There's the higher version of you who really is just meant to follow your dreams and follow your path and make the most of this life. And then there's the version of you that's been influenced by society and all external beliefs that is operating based on how to get external validation so that you can be accepted in society. And feeling the negative emotions, feeling like, even getting me into personal development in this whole world started with not feeling great. I was so stressed all the time. I didn't really know what I wanted. I didn't even know who I really was. And again, it's such a long journey. That is another thing I will say. One of the last things I will say, because it's probably long. I actually have no idea. I'm on the back camera because it's better quality. But anyways, is that this whole journey of kind of discovering yourself and finding what you really like and don't like and all that stuff, it's not this glamorous journey to be had. I'm sure some people, life coaches, whatever, probably make it seem like it's this crazy thing. And it can be very liberating. Do not get me wrong. There's value to be had in working through all of these things that bring you to a state that is much better, that is much more desirable, that's much more abundant, and just living a life more of your dreams. That the end goal is all those things, like shiny, beautiful. You want that, right? But the actual process to obtaining it is not something that's just rainbows and butterflies. It is literally just sitting with your thoughts. It is allowing you to not be stimulated for 10 minutes. We also live in a society that plays to the weaknesses of our primal brain in understand or wanting constant stimulation, dopamine, and all of the things that just keep us addicted to constant external stimuli. We are so accustomed to constant advertising, to constant videos, to scrolling, all of these things. Your brain sometimes just needs to rest. It needs to just do nothing. You need to just sit there. And this is another good wraparound point with this. If you have a hard time just sitting, doing nothing, that is also a blessing to know, because it's a sign that there's something that needs to be addressed that you don't actually want to focus on or think about, that is keeping you from wanting to sit just silent in your thoughts and with yourself, because you don't want to face whatever that is. But I'm telling you, I'm still working through this journey. I'm not a professional in this. This is just all information I've known and I've validated through my own experiences. But again, it's all journey. Working through it is what actually frees you from it. Choosing to ignore it is what amplifies the problem. So, with that, that was kind of a main gist of what I wanted to say, that your negative emotions and finding what you don't want and being miserable can be the thing that leads you to what you do want and the life that you do want to have and everything that you do want for yourself and the person that you are meant to be. Because we don't need to listen to all the external validation. When you are living most in alignment with the person that you want to be, living the lifestyle that you don't really care if other people like it or not. You don't really care if they approve of it or what they think of it. You do it for you. That's why I post these videos. I don't give a shit. I don't care about getting more than X amount of views. Obviously, it's nice to see, the 200-300 views that I've gotten. It's nice for people to give their feedback and comment. And again, I really hope that me putting myself out there is helping people, because if you are just one person who has slid up on my stories or commented or texted me and said that the stuff that I'm putting out, you really enjoy it or you like watching it and it's helpful for you, watch the power that you have, because don't dare me. I will keep going and I just will not stop. Um, so, but I don't do these videos for blowing up. I don't post things on social media for becoming a content creator and influencer. And I don't do this for the attention. I'm doing it because it's what I want to be doing, and I want to be putting this out there, and I want to be talking like this, and I want to have a constructive avenue to be able to channel all of this information that I have learned and that I've just come to know, or that's come into my awareness over the past year of me growing and developing as a person, especially post-college in the adulthood world and all of the classic things of just settling into a normal lifestyle. So anyways, I just got like dive bombed by a bug. So yeah, that's a lot of stuff that I feel passionate about. Clearly, I hope that that conveys at least in this video, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. I hope that this helps some people. I hope that you guys are actually able to kind of maybe sit with, reflect on some of the things that I might have said, that again is stuff that I've learned from other people or my own experiences that really helped me. And I just think that there's so much value to be had in sharing it, because like I said before, anything with personal development or becoming a better person or just self-reflection, all that stuff, it can apply to every single human. Every single human. It doesn't matter any aspect of whatever. If you are a human that's alive, it can apply to you. And it's a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing to be able to come more in alignment with the life that you actually want to be living. So, with that, I'm going to go enjoy the 45 minutes of sunlight left, because daylight savings is actually, it's just so annoying, man. Brutal. But I'm going to go enjoy sunlight, take a walk, and I really hope this video was helpful for you guys. I'm going to link my TikTok at least below, and the Instagram is, you know what, I'll figure that out as I go, but I'll probably start posting on that. And then I have a Snapchat, obviously, that I post on. I don't know if I really want to put out that username, because I don't want to change it either, so I'm probably going to have to. But again, I think I show up as just a public poster. I don't really know how it works, if you add me or not, or if it's subscribing and things like that. So I don't know, but thank you guys for listening. Go be your most organic selves, and I will see you next week. I'm so excited. So enjoy your day, enjoy your night, enjoy your evening, enjoy the sunlight if you are blessed enough to have it, and I will talk to you next week. Oh, man.